The first person that I realized had Alzheimer's in my family was my grandfather. I'd spent the majority of my life with him from the time I was an infant. He was like my best friend. Over the years, I started to realize that my mom was deteriorating the same way until once I went to visit her in Tennessee, and it was summer, 100 degrees outdoors, and we got in her house and it was 130 degrees inside her house. I'm like, why is it so hot in here? She said she was baking cookies. And I went into the kitchen and opened the oven, and there were actually no cookies in the oven, but the oven was on.
With my mother, she would begin to forget details of numbers, details on the calendar. She would forget where she had just maybe put her passport.
My grandmother on my father's side, known by my family as Topsy, she had the disease, and I also have my great-grandmother on my mother's side, and she is still battling with the disease. It really defines what family means.
My dad's a guy that's always been expressive, and he's the one that says, I love you. Now that he has Alzheimer's, every 30 seconds, my father will come over and hug me, kiss me on the cheek or on my hand, and he says, I love you, Richard. I remember when you were this tall. And he smiles and he laughs. It's just like pure joy.
You know, she was just always laughing or making faces, or, you know, she would fall asleep and she would wake up and tell me she went to the mall. And even though I knew she didn't go to the mall that day, I'd be like, oh really, what'd you buy?
The first time I encountered Alzheimer's disease was my grandfather. In his 80s, started showing signs of odd behavior and losing his ability to do things that he'd always been gifted at. It has been a great solace to me and my family that even though we lost first my grandfather and then my dad, we feel like with the Alzheimer's Association we can still win the war.
Unfortunately, there's nothing to reverse this disease, but you can carry on loving somebody in that given moment, each and every day.
My mother was a navigator for our family in many, many ways. So when she started to fail, it pretty much tore the fabric of our family apart. The Alzheimer's Association has always been a kind of antidote to the powerlessness and confusion. And that's why I think the Alzheimer's Association is so important, because it's a place where you can do something.